Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee with Melissa. I'm your host, Melissa. Cheers. This morning I'm enjoying my first peppermint mocha of the season. I love peppermint mochas, so does my husband, and I finally remembered to order some peppermint extract, and we just got it in, and I love making them at home. There's a local coffee shop down here that makes really good peppermint mochas. And as of this recording, they're not quite offering them yet, as of my knowledge. So I thought, well, might as well make my own. So what I do, I just take like 8 to 10 ounces of coffee, freshly brewed coffee, a tablespoon of butter, and I like to do a scoop of vanilla protein powder, the Primal Kitchen Collagen, a scoop of the chocolate Primal Kitchen Collagen protein powder, and about a tablespoon of cacao powder, and then about a quarter teaspoon of peppermint extract. Just blend that all up in a blender and you get the cocoa flavor, you get the creaminess from the butter and the vanilla, and just a little bit of mint, just a little bit of peppermint, and it's just like a hint of it, which I like. I don't like it when it's overpowering the chocolate and the little bit of coffee flavor. So I will put this on my website, this recipe, if you want a healthy peppermint mocha option at home. And you can also do this without coffee. And I'll put a recipe on there if you want to do it just like a peppermint hot chocolate. Actually, I do have a hot chocolate recipe on my website, so you can check that out. Just add about a quarter teaspoon of peppermint extract and you have yourself a delicious, healthy peppermint hot chocolate. So cheers again. Okay, I want to talk this morning about adult temper tantrums. I know it might sound crazy, but just hear me out. And I want to talk about the power of them, the benefits of them, and how to have an adult temper tantrum safely. So just a little background about me. I've always, as many of you know, I just grew up a very anxious person, and I can get very emotional. Part of it's I'm a woman, I'm hormonal, but also when things are out of my control, I don't like that. I'm a little bit of a control freak in a lot of ways, and so when things aren't going my way, when I'm not in control of things, it just bugs me. I'm much better than I used to be, but I would just have like these anxiety attacks and, have a hard time breathing, which an anxiety attack is different than an adult temper tantrum, which I'll, share when I get into like how to have an adult temper tantrum. I'll talk about that too, anxiety attacks, but it's, so I would just like go, and I just want to like throw stuff and just get so frustrated or hit something or never someone. Just to be clear, I never ever feel the urge to hit someone. Okay. And I'll talk about that too with an adult temper tantrum, that you do it safely, how to do it safely without harming yourself or others. So of course, as a child, I had temper tantrums. And then as an adult, when I grew into adulthood, I'm like, oh my God, this is bad. Like, I shouldn't be having temper tantrums. This is awful. And then I found my life coach, Christine Hassler, and she taught me that adult temper tantrums are actually very healthy and they're good for you. And we should all have them if we feel the need to have them. Now, she also talks about appropriate ways to have one and places. So, okay, first of all, let's talk about like what an adult temper tantrum is. So, like think about like if you have kids. I don't have kids, but I was a kid and I have friends with kids. I have nephews. And my oldest nephew, I remember when he would throw a temper tantrum, he'd kind of gently throw himself down on the tile in the kitchen floor to make sure he doesn't hurt himself, and then throw his temper tantrum. But so, they like scream and cry and just, hit stuff or throw stuff or whatever it is. They're just getting all their anger and the emotions out. And then if you ever notice afterwards, they're just so much more calm. Well, it's the exact same thing with adults. And the reason why I bring this up is because with this whole van build thing, it's been so amazing and so great. And it feels really good to be building this van together, learning new skills. But it's also been very stressful. It's not an easy thing to do. It's been a long, drawn out project that's taken us so much longer than we anticipated. And a lot of the things we're making up or we're learning brand new, and it's all completely custom. So we're all doing it from scratch, basically, like everything. So it's been a little stressful. So we're both kind of burnt out from it. And then last weekend, I just lost it. And I just was like, I just wanted to throw stuff. There was one little thing that wasn't working. And that's the one little thing. It just takes one thing to trigger it. So I was angry and I was just like, and then I started crying and then I started having a panic attack. So in a panic attack, you can't breathe and you can't move, you can't think straight. And then it kind of transitioned back into like a temper tantrum. And I just let it all out. I got out of the van because I was in the van when it started. I got out of the van, I went for a little walk to cool off, and I just hot. And I let my feelings out too. I told Scott how I was feeling at the moment. And it just feels so good to get it out, to express what you're feeling. Because when we're bottling up our emotions, that's bad. Because it bottles up and then we just explode one day. There's this huge explosion and that is not good. So this is good to have it. So what's an appropriate way to have an adult temper tantrum? Let's talk about where. So for us, it was just me and Scott, and that's fine. That's okay. He's used to it. He has them. I have them occasionally. It's, we love each other. We care about each other. And it's a safe place. It's a safe environment for us to have one. Now, I wouldn't recommend having one at work. However, if you're working from home and you're not on a Zoom meeting or on the phone with anyone, or you're by yourself at home, have one. By all means, do it. That would be an appropriate time to have an adult temper tantrum at work because most of us are working at home. And then, so let's talk about a safe way to have one. So one thing that I learned from my life coach, Christine Hassler, is to simply just grab a couple pillows and punch them. Just punch them and hit them and smack them against something. It doesn't matter what it is, but grab a pillow, something soft that will not harm anyone. Okay, it's not going to harm you. It's not going to damage whatever you're hitting. If you're hitting the wall, it's not going to damage it. And so just be really mindful of that. And Christine has also suggested the noodles that you use in swimming pools. Having one of those on hand and just smacking it against something. This has been really helpful for me because I tend to used to have a bad habit of just throwing my phone. And my husband told me whenever I get a new phone, I'm not allowed to use it until it has a case on it and a screen protector, because I just kind of grab whatever's in my line of sight. And, but anyway, so just do something like that, do it safely, but I promise you, let it all out, do it in a safe environment, and just afterwards, you'll just feel so much better. You'll feel so much more calm, and it's okay. Give yourself permission to have an adult temper tantrum, okay? There's a reason why kids do it, because they're frustrated, they're tired, they're overwhelmed, they're overstimulated. They're not getting what they want and they're feeling all these emotions, and so they let it all out, and then they either pass out, go to sleep, or you know, there's just so much, it feels so much better afterwards. So I encourage you, next time you feel frustrated or angry, have that adult temper tantrum if it's an appropriate time, if it's an appropriate environment, and if you do, let me know how it goes. And I understand this is kind of weird and it's different, but try it. You might like it. All right, guys, I'm going to get back to my delicious homemade peppermint mocha, so you guys enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, don't forget to subscribe below so you don't miss out. We're working on planning 2021 videos, and I'm super excited. I have tons of new ideas that I'm really excited to how to work out implementing them. So, okay, thanks, guys. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.